Alright, YouTube, so yesterday I said that we were going to do the demo video today, and that video is still coming. We'll probably just do it tomorrow, where we kind of just talk about the demo and my thoughts on it, review it, whatever the case. But we're going to do something a bit different today. What has transpired over the past couple days regarding Final Fantasy VII Remake is nothing short of a major fuck-up. Obviously, the people to actually blame are the ones that are actually doing the data mining and finding all this stuff within the game and releasing the information publicly, but ultimately, it's really on Sony, right? The fact that it was so easy to access this file right here, or maybe even the 70GB file that was supposed to be possibly the full game, I'm not sure exactly where all this information is coming from. I still have not looked into it entirely, whether it's the demo file or the actual game file. But the fact that it was so easy to access that anybody could download these files, like I showed you guys in a video that I could download the 10.2GB file for the demo. But also that it was so easy for people to decrypt within just a couple of days. People said in the comments of my video that like the information to decrypt it, the keys that were needed to decrypt it were with it. It was readily available. It was so easy for people to break into, obviously. And I said in the comments of my last video, responding to a comment, how it's crazy they dropped the ball so hard, and somebody pointed out that it's not actually Square Enix's fault, it's Sony's fault, and they're completely right here, obviously. This was uploaded to like the PlayStation Network, it was uploaded to the PlayStation website, whatever the case, and people just found it and were able to download it. It's their fault for having it so publicly accessible. But regardless of who it is that's actually at fault here, it's still one of the biggest fuck-ups in modern gaming history. People have been wanting a Final Fantasy VII Remake for quite a long time. I think it began with the E3 tech demo back in 2005 for the PS3, where they redid the opening for Final Fantasy VII. Ever since then, people had a taste of what a remake could look like for Final Fantasy VII and were clamoring for it for about a decade, up until it got revealed back in 2015. After we got the reveal trailer at E3, later that year at PlayStation Experience 2015, we also got the gameplay trailer, but ever since then, it's pretty much been radio silence. I mean, we were talking pretty much nothing in regards of info from 2016 all the way to the early months of 2019. Throughout that 3 years and some months, all we'd get is just the occasional screenshot or something that might come out and like a quote from an interview somewhere. And that was it. It was nothing. We didn't get another trailer until State of Play 2019. And that wasn't even until May of 2019. So you're looking at almost 3.5 years of pretty much nothing for this game. Pretty much no info. And this close to release, exactly 2 months away to the day that the game comes out, at least the day that I'm uploading this, all this information comes out for the game, pretty much ruining the experience for everybody. This was supposed to be one of the biggest like gaming projects in a very, very long time, if not ever. You're talking Final Fantasy VII is one of the most iconic games of all time, one of the most popular games of all time, and they're finally remaking it after all these years. People have been wanting it for a very long time, and right before the game is going to come out, we already know most things that happen in the game, including the ending. We've seen characters that weren't even revealed yet. We know the names of all the chapters apparently. There's apparently like a list of like weapons and enemies out there. And of course, as we all know, the ending's apparently out there. Well, what I've seen from my comment section is that it's not actually images or video of the actual ending of the game, but it's like dialogue or something from that because it's in the demo file. Apparently all this information is coming from the demo file. And Square Enix isn't to blame here either because that's just how demos are. Every single demo has assets from the full game. Unless you build a demo from the ground up just to be a demo, it's going to have things from the full game. Really, the only way this could have been avoided is never doing a demo for the game, which sounds kind of crazy because I've been clamoring for a demo for a long time, but that's just the facts. Like, you know, it popped up on GameStat, people were aware there was a demo now, and then eventually popped up on PSN, people had downloaded it and were able to decrypt it. They could have only ever been avoided if they just never did a demo, but it's kind of too late for that. I'm not exactly sure what the future holds for this game. Do they still put out the demo? Do they no longer release it? Do they delay the game to change some stuff? Do they put out like a day one patch to kind of switch up the ending a bit like they did with Kingdom Hearts 3? Do they even put out demos anymore for future Final Fantasy games or even just Square Enix games as a whole? Like, who knows how much of a rippling effect this is going to have? And I don't even know what I want, to be honest. I don't even know what the right answer is. I do know that I've been wanting to play this game for, you know, damn near 5 years now at this point. So I definitely want it as early as possible, as soon as possible. But at the same time, I don't blame them if they want to delay it a little bit or put out a day one patch to switch things up. And it kind of ruined any like speculation or hype for the game because information's already out there. I've seen Soldier First Class put out a community post earlier that kind of addressed this, where like us as content creators, we can't really do speculation videos anymore, right? Like I can't like say, hey, I think this might happen with the game because either I'm wrong or I'm right. And if I'm right, people are just going to assume that I probably looked it up. And I realize that's like a first world YouTuber problem, but still, like even as fans, it just ruins any kind of hyper speculation for the game because we have most of the game information out there. And something else I'm pretty curious about is if Square Enix is ever even going to address this, because like, do you not address it so that maybe it just stays on the internet and the wider audience isn't aware and just buys the game, or do you make a public statement and I don't know what you do. So as of right now, the future is pretty bleak for the entire remake project. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with the release dates, if games are going to get delayed. I don't know what's going to happen with the sequels now, and if we're going to even get demos for the sequels. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm still very excited for this. Even if I had everything from the game spoiled for me, it's not going to ruin my experience in the slightest. I'm just that hyped for the game, man. So I pass it off to you guys. What are your thoughts on this? Whether you have or haven't had things spoiled for you, What do you think? Are you still excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake? And how do you think they're going to handle future sequels? Are there going to be other demos? Do you think that Square Enix is even going to address this at all? There's just kind of a lot to unpack here. It's going to be a weird 2 months, man. It's going to be interesting to see. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay updated with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. At my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child.